Saw there a number of football players who came. This is back-to-back games, so certainly appreciate that. And other student athletes and the students. I just thought the energy that they bring really helps our young ladies because we're playing against great teams and we need that type of energy. So certainly very appreciative. Our pink game, a very special game for us. And last night our young ladies had a chance to kind of hear a very inspiring story from Laura Jamar and her husband Jeff and his support. So thank you to them and to the other breast cancer survivors who were here, and to Katina, who was our speaker last year, who sang the national anthem. So she can come back and sing that every game. That was pretty awesome. She was pretty impressive. The auction for the pink uniforms is still open till 10 a.m. tomorrow, and all the proceeds go to cancer research and Masonic Cancer Center. So certainly hope that our fans get excited and continue to bid on those as well. In terms of the game, Ohio State, we have an incredible amount of respect for. They're a great team. They have incredible firepower in so many different ways. And so our young ladies battled their tails off. They competed at a high level and found a way. I thought in the first half, Ohio State's a team that speeds you up. They're in transition. They play faster than anyone. They're in transition all the time, whether it's after a make, a miss, whether it's from a press scenario, they turn teams over. So I thought in the first half, it didn't feel like we got sped up, but maybe we did because we didn't score very efficiently. So I think that credit has to go to them. But it felt like we were getting good shots. We just weren't really converting on those situations. So I think to our players' credit, they continued to kind of attack and see what way we were going to get some score opportunities, and it seemed to come out of some ball screens and stretching the defense out a little bit and creating some opportunities. So defensively, these young ladies worked their tails off. That they're not an easy team to guard, and I don't know that we necessarily guarded them particularly well because they're really hard to guard, and even sometimes we make them take tough shots. They have the ability to make them, but overall I thought our effort defensively was absolutely outstanding as well.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go into questions for Mara and Sophie.
I'll go ahead. Yeah, for either player, like when the shots are not falling during the first half, does that just show you if you play good defense, you're going to give yourself a chance?
Yeah, it certainly didn't go our way in the first half, but we kept battling, and like you said, I mean, our defense was showing up. They were getting downhill, but we just had to go back to what we do, and especially in the second half, we're like, guys, come on, let's have fun here. Like, we were a little sped up maybe in the first half, but we just got back to having fun and playing loose, and that's when we started hitting shots. And credit to Soph and Amaya and G, like, they're amazing on the O boards, and they pressure the O glass so easy, so it makes it fun for us to catch and shoot on the arc. But yeah, they did a great job, and I think our second half we really came together.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Tori McKinney, because there was times where my kid was setting a screen and I barely got the words out, and somehow she's getting up and getting through it like she had like a sixth sense. And so I thought everybody played good team defense, but she made a huge impact for us on that end. But then, I think we have a lot of trust in each other, and so I don't think we get panicked. Shots aren't falling, we're getting good shots. The communication between us, like, keep shooting it, like it's gonna go in, keep posting up Sophie, it's gonna go in. So I think we just are a little bit more relaxed than we have been in the past.
So I feel like this opportunity for you guys has been a long time coming, going through a lot of adversity. What does it mean to finally get a ranked win and feel like you're one of the best teams in college basketball?
Feels good, but at the same time, we know all the work we put in and just the trust within the players and the coaching staff to show up every single day, no matter the hardships we've been through, just knowing and leaning on each other. And it's another game. We woke up, it was another game. We're gonna go to bed tonight and then wake up and start scouting for another team for a Sunday and another great team. So it feels good, but now we gotta redirect our focus. But yeah, this team is just so much fun.
Sophie, with just how many points you had in the paint and how many offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds you kind of racked up, could you feel their, I don't know, spirit or whatever, kind of waning a little bit down the stretch, especially around the basket?
Yes and no. I gotta credit our guards because it's hard to score as a permanent post, and they can't throw you good passes, and I think they have a lot of trust in me to give me the ball. Maybe sometimes the coaches say a little too much trust, but
You were handling it so.
yeah, I was. And so, it's just some nights it's gonna be me, some nights it's gonna be others. I know if I get double, it's a kick out to them. Mara, G, you guys hit some really tough shots down the court or down the stretch there. So, yes and no, but I think it was just a good team effort. I showed up, I knew what I needed to do, and did it for the team.
One thing you guys always do well is take care of the ball, but don't they have 9 turnovers against their quickness and their press? That's an emphasis coming in, knowing that they're going to put that kind of pressure on you.
Yeah, we work on press break every single day. It's the first thing we start with practice with, making sure we take care of the ball. I definitely need to clean up it on my end because I don't know what's going on, but you know what? It happens. But yeah, we did an amazing job. Amaya, no turnovers. Like she's mainly handling the ball for us, and she is making so many great decisions. So just across the board, I'm just really happy with it.
Speaking of Maya, she's number 2 on all-time assists here in Minnesota. What does it mean to play with a player like that makes your guys' job a lot easier offensively?
She's past first point guard, sometimes a little too much, and we're like, Amaya, you need to get downhill, and when she's attacking, it makes life so much easier for us, but she's just gotten so much calmer and just even smarter. Her IQ is just every single year, it's getting higher and higher, and she just makes, like I said, makes life so much easier for us.
I mean, as the primary post, I just love being able to set a ball screen for her because she reads it so well. She gets downhill, and she draws too. And that either, you know, she can hit a dump down to me, she kicks it out for a 3 for one of our other guards. So, I mean, her decision making is at a high level right now.
Mara, just how good did it feel to kind of hit that shot in the fourth quarter?
It feels good. Everyone just tells me keep shooting. They just instill so much confidence in me and don't let that ever waver. So I mean, for me going in the second half, I'm like, all right, I need to loosen up, smile, get back to what I've been doing lately, and I did that. I was able to hit some really big shots, but Amaya, G, they had really good passes to me down the stretch too. So all I had to do was just make it.
Where you talked about the shots you made, but you had the one miss and then hustle back and break up the 2-on-1 to get a block there. Is that kind of symbolic of what this team does? Even if it doesn't go perfectly, you'll find a way to make a play.
Yeah, find a way, exactly. That's what we talk about, and just never giving up, no matter what it is, never hanging our heads. I used to do that, but that's not the player that I am anymore and want to be, so I'm just always going to give 100% and make sure I give my all in the defensive end.
Sophie, I wanted to ask you about Tonga as well. I mean, just her ability to kind of come in and give you relief seems to be getting better game by game. Just what's that duo kind of like, and what's that trust like, knowing that she can give some minutes behind you?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of joke we're like the 1-2 punch. One goes in, now you got to guard the other. So, I mean, her footwork's incredible. She can finish. I mean, I don't know how many offensive boards, but she pulled out some great ones for us tonight and then scored it against a really good shot blocker. And then on the defensive end, she's got great feet down there too. So, knowing that, I mean, it takes a little bit of pressure off of you, and I think it tires the other team out, you know, because now you have to guard 2 really good primary posts. So.
And then Mara, I did want to ask you, like, kind of as they were pressing you guys in the third and fourth quarter, I kept flashing back to like the Maryland game and just like your guys' ability to keep your heads up, keep passing, like you, Brinley, and Amaya just running like kind of an offense to get across half court. Like how much focus went into that, making sure that that never happens again?
Like I said, we practice every single day. There isn't a day, even shoot-arounds, we just make it very clear that we need to take care of the ball, and we can do it. We do it every single day. So when we get to a game, it's not anything new that we haven't seen.
So when we watch you, the team, it seems like a very connected team. Like you guys have just a good chemistry or whatever. Is that something that's grown throughout the year, or something that's kind of come on as you guys hit this win streak, or what?
I feel like we've had it for a while now. I mean, we're kind of silly and goofy some days. I think maybe some days a little too much for Donnie P. But I mean, somebody asked me like, oh, like who's your favorite teammate to play with, or who's the funniest person on the team? And it's hard to pick just. So she's last on the list. I'm joking. It's hard to just pick like one person because we are so interconnected, and it's like I feel like we're just missing one teammate, like our team would be off. Just because everybody's personality is so important. We all joke around, we all love each other, we all smile, and have a good time. So I think big wins are big wins, but at the end of the day, like it's kind of those little moments that you'll remember in the locker room, or on the bus, or in the dining hall that, you know, I'll carry with through the rest of my life.
Mara, you mentioned you used to maybe get down a little bit earlier in your career. What was the key to sort of changing that for you?
Just remember all I've been through and just the hard days that had happened and how I got through that. Now I'm healthy, I'm playing with my best friends, like what's better than that? So just remembering just everything, all the bad days, and now I'm getting to do what I do. Like I said, nothing's better than that.
Great, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So still no answer on who your favorite teammate is?
I just said I have one more. He actually asked me who my favorite guard to play with, and that's like a worse question.
Everyone has a favorite. I still stand by that.
If I'm on my call at 9:30, thanks, Mara. Okay.
Time were you-
Coach, we'll take questions now.
You're down 3 at halftime, you sort of relieved the way you shot the ball, even though you weren't going in, but you're playing great defense and out there.
Yeah, we thought we were doing a lot of good things, even on the offensive end, believe it or not. I thought our shots were good, we just didn't make them. We were missing open arc shots, we were not scoring efficiently at the rim. Felt like we just needed to slow down a little bit, continue to attack and find ways to get good opportunities, and in the meantime, defensively keep ourselves in the game until we could finally start scoring. And then obviously you still want your defense to stay locked in at that point in time. But you know, I thought Ohio State didn't score a lot in the first half, but it felt like when they did, they got going in transition against us. And so I tried to address a couple of things in some transition defense at halftime too.
Dawn, what can a win like this do for your program, and what's your message to your team about being able to sustain this moving forward?
Well, the bottom line is this. I think our young ladies are competing at a really high level. I think they're having an awful lot of fun doing it. I think they're playing and getting better. You know, so they're learning lessons from game to game and getting better. And at the same time, I think we've got a really big game at home on Sunday. So 5 o'clock, hope we can get a lot of fans out to that game. That would be a lot of fun for us. And we're honoring our 5 seniors at that time, so that'll be a very special opportunity.
Don, I thought that there was a stretch there in I think it was in the fourth quarter, certainly the second half, where you guys had 2 huge offensive rebounds.
We did.
And then kept passing the ball around. I thought, you know, you handled the press and a lot of the pressure, but those 2, do you remember those?
I remember, yes.
I thought those, they killed a lot of clock.
Well, that, and I thought the one that Amaya got, and she was under the basket and called the timeout
Yep.
with 3.7
Yes.
seconds left. And then at that point in time, you know, we called the baseline out of bounds play and looked at Mara and G and kind of debated as coaches, like which one. We have 2 kind of short shot clock scenarios, which one we wanted to go with. Our coaches called the better of the 2, obviously, because it worked. And then gave them Mara and G kind of the option, which one of them wanted to be the kid to get the ball and, you know, take that shot, but also to be smart enough to try to figure out what matchups we kind of liked. And so that they were trying to do that quickly, and then the ball was thrown in and we were a little bit behind on it. And I thought that shot that Mara hit was a big shot, but there's more that goes into it. You know,
Right.
Tori has to cut hard to the backside. Amaya has to be a ready passer, Soph has to set a really good screen, and then Mara has to make the shot at that point in time. So a lot that goes into it. But I thought that it had cut it to 6 at that point in time. We got that big offensive rebound, and then it went back to 8, and I thought that was a really big possession for us.
You're with them every day. What have you noticed just in terms of their confidence and kind of this thing that's building as they won throughout this, you know, win 9 in a row in any league is hard to do,
Right.
especially this league.
Well, that, and I think the way that they've approached things has gotten even better. They're really locked in. They create their own energy. They don't rely on anyone else to create it for them. And so it allows them to kind of take the reins of it and do it. And like they said, they're giggling and laughing and they're goofing around and they're having fun with it, which is really important to us. But they're also competing at a really high level, right? So there's a lot of teams that you can giggle and laugh and you're not playing very hard, you're not playing very well, and that's not what we're looking for at all. You've got to play really hard and you've got to get after it, but you need to be relaxed. When you play at your best, perform at your best in anything, you are calm and you're relaxed, and that's really important to us. And so they're figuring out how to do that at a high level.
Coach, I know you can always be your team's biggest critic. They've always said they wanted to be playing their best basketball towards the end of February, beginning of March. Do you feel like you guys are close to your best basketball?
Well, I think as long as we are continuing to get better, that's going to be really, really key for us. So I thought in the Nebraska game, we got beat on some back cuts. Well, Wisconsin back cuts, and we got better at that, and Ohio State back cuts, and so we didn't give up many of those opportunities. Thought in the Wisconsin game, we ran through some screens. We tried to get through they do a great job screening, and we ran kids over, and then we got better in the second half and ran around screens and had to adjust how we were defending them. And I thought today we did a good job of, for the most part, getting through some screens. I thought our players, we had a game early, I think it was 2 weeks ago where our post kids were really dropped back in our ball screen coverage, and I thought our post kids had to be really, really good today in ball screen coverage to give us an opportunity. So I think to answer your question, we want to be playing our best basketball, but the only way you do is if you continue to grow and continue to learn. And so that this team has done that, and they're doing it at a really high level, even to the point in shoot around where we watch film and then we'll go into shoot around and one of our kids will say, remember, this is how they're going to guard that screen, so come off it this way and let's make it realistic so we're ready. Now at the same time, you don't know in the game until you get there exactly what it's going to look like, but they're really locked in.
Done with Mara, when she talks about being harder on herself earlier in her career and being better at that now, like, how much were you aware of that, and you and the staff, like, how much have you seen her?
Well, it's made a big difference in terms of not only how Mara is performing, but how our team performs. You know, because energy is contagious, right? And so her energy from the time that we started in June to now has not wavered in terms of, even if she wasn't performing at the highest level that she wanted to, she was cheering for her teammates who were doing the things that we need to do and encouraging them to continue to get better. And so her leadership this year has been just spectacular. It's just been really, really special.
Don, you talk about taking care of the ball and scoring defense. I mean, 9 turnovers and you hold them to 61 as a coach. How rewarding is that to see your players kind of come through on the hallmarks of what you want them to play like?
Well, it's exactly what we're trying to do, right? Control the controllables. And ideally, you know, I thought there was a possession where Fino Taka came out and she was like, Coach, I think I was doing a good job helping him. Like, you did a great job helping. Jelani just made an unbelievable shot. And the goal is to make them make tough shots. We play in, you know, arguably the best conference in the country where teams can really, really score. So even when you defend them at a high level, they still make shots. They can still make shots. And so, you know, our goal is to control, we can control. And I thought, again, Briley Glenn, Tori McKinney kind of draw the opportunity to guard the point guard and have to get through ball screens. And there was a possession that I think it was a ball screen, reuse again, refuse again, or use again. It was just, that is so hard. And for Tori and Briley to do that at a high level and get through screens and make shots challenged, I mean, that's hard to really, really do. So you're controlling what you can control. I think then you look at a lot of players who were rebounding in this game, and Ohio State is a very good offensive rebounding team on top of scoring the ball. And so I thought our players did a great job of kind of cleaning up the glass. On the offensive end, taking care of the ball is really, really important to who we are and what we do. It's part of what we, you know, really focus on, the fundamentals, to be good at doing that, and to do it the way that these young ladies did it tonight against Ohio State. I think speaks volumes to their understanding, their desire, all the things, doing the little things well, because that's not an easy team to take care of the ball against.
That's it for me. When Sophie establishes her spot in the post, she's tough to defend down there, right? I mean, how much does that really open up your offense too? We can throw it into her, in your score, or kick it back out.
It makes a huge difference. The question is, how are we going to get it to her? You know, and so, and I thought Ohio State made it really difficult to get it to her early in the possession. Maybe if we got it there in transition, we could get it, but if we came down the court and we were in a half court and we tried to throw it inside, they weren't letting us throw it inside to her. And so then she had to find ways to work to get it differently. The ball reversed, or out of ball screen and then post up, or offensive rebound. And so I give her a lot of credit, because I thought she was really working, she and Fino were working to establish themselves to get opportunities, because that's tough to do against them.
Coach, 13-2 at home this season, final home game on Sunday. What's your message to fans about why they should be coming out to support this team?
Well, this team is a lot of fun to be around. They have a great energy and, like it said on the show, a great aura. Is that right? I don't know what that means even, yes. But yeah. But they're having an awful lot of fun, and I think the fans would have a great opportunity to see a team that is playing at a high level, and we're playing against a great team in Michigan State, a team that is one of the top 10 teams, top 15 teams in the country, whatever they are. I think they're a top 10 team in the country. And so we're playing against a great team. You get to see great competition, and we get to honor our seniors who are helping us build this program.
Briley, you mentioned just kind of briefly there, but like tonight it just kind of jumped off watching it, just like how much better her decision-making has been over the last few games. Like, what has gone into that kind of metamorphosis where she's not really throwing those risky passes anymore?
Oh, I thought she played great basketball today, you know, and she may not have scored as much as she's capable of scoring, but I also think she made really good decisions in how to attack and what to do, and she really defended at a very, very high level, and I thought made some adjustments during the course of the game. When Tori's in the game with her, she doesn't really pick up the ball, and then she gets to rebound, but then when Tori's not in the game, then she has to pick the ball up, and then she can't rebound, and she has to do different things, and that takes a lot to do, and to do it, you know, in one short year of practicing that's a really big adjustment to make. And I thought in the second half, her transition defense really, really was special for us, and I thought that really helped us. So there are things that doesn't show up on a stat sheet, that you pick the ball up and you try to slow the ball or try to do those kind of things, but it was a difference, I thought, for our team.
Last one for me, I've heard rumors that you make a really good mixtape for practices.
Yes, I have DJ skills, right?
Where's this DJing coming from? Is that something you've always kind of tapped into with student athletes?
Well, you know, if they don't like 90s music, it's really hard for me. But the irony in it is, I think in our first week that we were here, kind of had the players who were returning text us their favorite song, and Amaya's, of course, was some Hamilton song. I'm not sure which one it was, and whatever they all were. And so we put that together so they could listen to their own music. And then after that, we kind of took over and played a combination. We go through a lot of different genres, but it's mostly 90s, just to be honest with you.
What's your first pick then?
Oh, it's got to be MC Hammer. I'm sorry. But yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, that's right.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
thanks,
guys.
Tom.
Thanks, Tom.